but I'm really worried about Tammy because her mobile.
Amy any jab pali dafa apni situation ka sosha, to use yakin nahi aa raha, the kachizian itni dor tak pahunch chuki hain. Uski dimag main bar wo sal gum rahi thay jo as TLC kasath kazare thay. Har muskurahat har ansu, har mushkil ka lama uski yad main tazada. Wo samaj nahi pa rahiti ka ek network jisa wo apna gar samajti uski sath isa suluk kar sakta hai. Asn hamesha puri imandari esi kam kiada. Fans kalia hasna rona, kul kar bat karna koi azan bat nahi hodi. Lekin Amy any harbar apni dil esi sab kuch share kia. Wo hamesha ya samajdi rahi ka uski transparency hai show ki jan hai. Magar parta ka piche jo ho raha the as uska barosa hila dia. Wo bar yad kar rahiti ka kaisas apni zindagi ka sab's personal lam camera ka somni gazare. As apni shadi, apni bashon ki paydaish, apni surgeries, sab kuch dikaya. As kabi nahi sosha the ku ek din use mazdori ku pays tak kaliela dikarni padejai. As kabi nahi sosha the ku uski loyalty ka jawab tankid or disregard haga. Wo apni aap se puch rahiti ka akir uski kimat an logon ka nazdik kia t. Shayad wo surf rating ka number t. Shayad wo surf ek TV slot barn kazaria t. Wo samaj nahi pa rahiti kuinsan or number main fark kyan nahi hoda. Amy ki angkon main ansabar gathe jab us apni salary ka hisbyad kia. Usko yad aya ka kaisas har season ka liya umid lagai hodi t. Kais wo harbar sakti t ka shayad iss bar uski menit ka sahi sila malega. Lekin harbar kuch na kuch masla kara hojada. ISS bar masla chupahwa nahi the sita beach main pada huada. $60,000 koi todi rakam nahi hodi, kosker jab wo tumhari menit se kamiye ge ho. Amy ko lag raha, the kajays usko and deka kar dia gaya ho. Jays wo ek insan nahi, ek object ho. Us phone calls ko yad kia jo kabi friendly hodi t. Magar aaj unmi surf tension or coldness re gayi t. Us wo meeting yad ki jaha. Changing and I hate that for you. I've got to do something, because these boys deserve better and you deserve better too. I guess I was trying to hold on so tight because we didn't have a dad. It's hard, I know this hurts. Believe me, my heart is crushed for you and for these babies. I don't think I'm strong enough to do it, Amy whispered. You're not doing this on your own, came the answer. Where the hell am I? I'm right here by your side. Amy is more than welcome to stay as long as she needs. She doesn't have to make any dramatic or drastic decisions right this second. It's going to be hard being both mom and dad, but honestly, she's been doing it since the boys were born. I'll be the baby daddy, Tammy said with a smile, trying to make her sister laugh through the pain. For a long time, Amy supported Tammy through every hardship, and now that Tammy is home and able to take care of herself, it feels good for her to return the favor. I know you haven't been eating much, I know you're not sleeping well, Tammy said softly. But now that you're in my house, you're going to start taking care of yourself. You're going to start eating a little bit of something. I want you happy. Amy tried to be strong, but it was hard. She felt guilty for bringing her two boys and all her pain into Tammy's home when Tammy herself was still healing. She shouldn't have to deal with my mess, Amy thought, but Tammy didn't see it that way. My big sister needs help herself, Amy admitted. I don't know, we're all just really worried about you, Tammy replied. For a long time, Amy didn't think any of this was possible. She never imagined she would get married, have kids, or build a family. But she fought for it every step of the way. She went through surgery, carried her babies, and made a home. Now it feels like everything is falling apart and she doesn't even know where it all went wrong. She doesn't feel like she's doing enough, even though she's doing everything she can. Tammy. Amy any jab pali dafa apni situation ka sosha, to use yakin nahi aa raha, the kachizian itni dor tak pahunch chuki hain. Uski dimag main bar wo sal gum rahi thay jo as TLC kasath kazare thay. Har muskurahat har ansu, har mushkil ka lama uski yad main tazada. Wo samaj nahi pa rahiti ka ek network jisa wo apna gar samajti uski sath isa suluk kar sakta hai. Asn hamesha puri imandari esi kam kieda. Fans kalia hasna rona, kulkar bot karna koi azan bot nahi hodi. Lekin amy eni harbar apni dil esi sab kut share kia. Wo hamesha ya samajdi rahika aski transparency hai show ki john hai. Magar parda kapiche jo ho raha the as uska barosa hila dia. Wo bar yad kar rahiti kakaisas apni zindagi kusabs personal lam camera kusamni gazare. As apni shadi, apni bashon ki paydaish, apni surgeries, sab kuch dikaya. As kabi nahi sosha the ku ek din yuse mazdori ku pays tak kaliela dikarni padejai. As kabi nahi sosha the ku aski loyalty kajawab tankid or disregard haga. Wo apni aapse puch rahiti ka akir aski kimat an logon ka nazdik kia t. Shayad wo surf rating ka number t. Shayad wo surf ak TV slot barn kazaria t. Wo samaj nahi pa rahiti ku insan or number main fark kyan nahi hoda. Amy ki angkon main ansabar gaithe jab as apni salary ka hisbyad kia. Usko yad aya ka kaisas har season ka liya umid lagai hodi t. Kais wo harbar sakti ti kashayad iss bar uski menit ka sahi sila malega. Lekin harbar kuch na kuch masla kara hojada. Iss bar masla chupahwa nahi the sita beach main pada huada. $60,000 koi todi rakam nahi hodi, kosker jab wo tumhari menit esi kamiye ge ho. Amy ko lag raha the kajays usko and deka kar dia gaya ho. Jays wo ek insan nahi, ek object ho. As phone calls ko yad kia jo kabi friendly hodi t. Magar aaj unmi surf tension or coldness re gai t. As wo meeting yad ki jaha. She allegedly called Chris and accused him of ruining everything they worked for. Family dinner ceased. There was silence in the group talks. Chris refused to be controlled at all, but everyone else went into damage control mode. However, it was what happened next that truly rocked the production. Not his walkout. He recorded a lengthy, heartfelt, uncut video in which he explained why he was done with reality TV after having a private conversation with a trusted individual. In it, he discussed the weariness of the mind, the health issues, the manufacturer's manipulation, the strain Amy and Tammy are under, the infringement of his kids' privacy, the melancholy he had concealed for some months. He sobbed. On the broadcast, he made admissions he had never made before. He described his feelings as being like a character stuck in someone else's story. Chris believed that his trusty friend would never betray him. Thus, the video was meant to remain between them. However, in the realm of reality TV, nothing remains hidden for very long. And betrayal is a creepy thing. In a matter of days, a production assistant managed to obtain a leaked audio snippet, but not the entire video. It then subtly made its way through the team to a post-production person and, amazingly, to a junior editor who wasn't even tasked with the family's plot. Everything detonated at that point. Chris was accosted by producers who demanded to know why he had recorded an attack on the show. They talked to him as though he had already released the clip, which caught him off guard. He wouldn't say sorry. He wouldn't elaborate. His wife threatened to call the sheriff if they didn't vacate their property right away. However, it was too late. Panic swept inside TLC as word traveled like wildfire among the network's inner circles. They were more terrified of losing control of the story than they were of losing Chris. What if the entire video was released? What if viewers found out what actually happened behind? Chris Combs had always been the quiet strength of his family, the one everyone leaned on when life shattered around them, the brother who stepped forward when others stepped back, and the man who held together the fragile bonds that fame and hardship had repeatedly threatened to break. For years, he carried burdens he never allowed anyone to see, brushing aside pain with forced smiles and burying fears beneath a determination that bordered on self-destruction. His family believed he was doing fine, because he wanted them to believe it. He told them his pain was manageable, his fatigue was normal, and his weight changes were nothing more than the unpredictable aftershocks of bariatric surgery and a stressful lifestyle. It was easier to pretend than to be vulnerable. It was easier to protect them than to admit how quickly he was fading. But illness has a way of stripping away illusions, and the truth came crashing down the moment his family finally forced him into the car and drove him to the hospital. They had seen the pain in his eyes, the way he winced when he thought no one was watching, the way he avoided gatherings, cameras, and conversations that required more energy than he had left. They were desperate, scared, and running out of excuses to believe him. When doctors rushed him into tests and scans, the atmosphere shifted immediately. Worry became fear. Fear became panic. And panic hardened into a reality no one wanted to accept. The family was ushered into a stark hospital room where the doctor explained what the scans revealed. The cancer had spread. It was aggressive, rapid, and merciless. His vital systems were failing under the pressure. The chances of survival were nearly non-existent. The words hung in the air like a storm ready to break open. Some relatives cried the moment they heard the prognosis. Others froze, unable to process what had just been said, staring at walls or floor tiles as if they could escape into them. Tammy murmured prayers to herself. They wanted him to confront Tammy, argue with Amy, and open up wounds he had kept closed for years. When he refused, they pressured him harder. Then came the scene at Tammy's house, the one that would break him. Producers secretly primed Tammy and Amy to bring up old resentments, to challenge him, to push his buttons. They lied to him, saying they just wanted a family check-in. He walked into a setup, unaware he was about to be emotionally ambushed while cameras rolled. When Tammy accused him of acting like a hero and having an easier journey, he didn't snap back. He didn't argue. He stared at the floor, silent, tears gathering in his eyes. Crew members whispered, "Keep rolling," as if his pain was a prize. Something inside him shattered. He lifted his head, voice trembling, and said words no reality show producer ever wants to hear. "I'm not doing this anymore." They thought he meant a break. He meant forever. He removed his microphone, placed it on the table, and walked out. A cameraman followed until he was ordered to stop. Chris later described that moment as the instant he realized he had lost too much of himself to a system that didn't care about him. But the emotional collapse had begun long before that day. He had been hiding depression for months, maybe years. He was tired of being the strong one, tired of protecting everyone else, tired of internet trolls attacking him, tired of producers manipulating him, tired of pretending everything was okay. In late 2024, TLC even pitched a spin-off based on his risk of relapse, proposing weekly weigh-ins, therapy sessions, and invasive filming of his home life. He refused. They didn't accept his refusal. The worst blow came the morning of the breakdown. Just before arriving to film, he had received a medical phone call informing him that tests revealed complications from his previous surgery. He needed urgent monitoring. He needed to slow down. He needed rest. But he didn't want to